You ask your child to put on shoes. They look straight at you. They say no. And somehow the whole morning turns into a battle. Your body tightens. The clock is moving. You can feel the heat rising in your chest, because this should be simple. Shoes. Door. Car. School. But now your child is sitting on the floor, pulling their feet away, and the word no feels like a challenge. Most parents hear no and think, my child is being defiant. They are trying to control me. They know exactly what they are doing. But what if no is not the whole message? What if your child's brain is saying something underneath the word? By the end of this video, you will know what your child's brain may be trying to communicate when they say no, and you will learn a calm response that helps them cooperate without yelling, giving in, or turning every limit into a fight. Because the word no is loud. But the meaning underneath it is often much quieter. Sometimes no means I need control. Sometimes no means this transition is too fast. Sometimes no means I do not know how to stop what I am doing and start what you are asking. Sometimes no means I feel disconnected from you. And sometimes no simply means my young brain wants something, and I do not yet have the skills to handle not getting it. That does not make your child bad. It makes your child unfinished. And that changes the whole moment. A young child's brain is still building the skills adults use every day without thinking. Skills like pausing, shifting attention, remembering a rule, managing frustration, moving from one task to another, doing something they do not feel like doing because it matters. These are part of what researchers call executive function. Executive function means the brain skills that help a person control impulses, hold information in mind, switch gears, and choose a response instead of just reacting. Psychologist Adele Diamond has written extensively about executive function in children, including how self-control, working memory, and flexible thinking develop over time. In plain English, this means your child may understand the rule and still struggle to follow it in the moment. They may know shoes go on before leaving. They may know hitting is not allowed. They may know bedtime means lights out. But knowing is not the same as being able to stop, shift, and cooperate when their body is already frustrated. Have you ever known what you should do, but still struggled to do it because you were tired, rushed, hungry, or overwhelmed? Your child lives there more often. So when your child says no, one useful principle is this. Hear the need before you handle the behavior. This does not mean you let the no decide the limit. It means you listen for the nervous system underneath the word before you respond to the surface behavior. The limit can stay firm. The connection can stay warm. Both can be true. This is where many loving parents get stuck. They think calm parenting means choosing between being kind and being clear. But children need both. If you are only kind with no limit, your child feels powerful on the outside but unsafe on the inside. If you are only strict with no connection, your child may comply for a moment, but the stress underneath often grows. The goal is not to defeat the no. The goal is to help your child move through it. Think of the word no as a locked door. Behind that door might be fear. Or tiredness. Or a need for choice. Or a missing skill. Or a child who has spent the whole day following adult directions and finally wants one tiny piece of control. If you only push harder on the door, the child often pushes back harder. So what do most parents do? They repeat the command. Then they say it louder. Then they warn. Then they threaten. Then they bargain. Then they lose patience. Put your shoes on. Put your shoes on now. If you do not put your shoes on, we are not going. Why do you always do this? Fine, I will do it myself. And in that moment, the parent is not trying to be harsh. The parent is stressed. The parent is late. The parent is carrying the invisible weight of the whole morning. This does not mean you failed. It means your nervous system is also under pressure. But here is the problem. When a child is already stuck in resistance, more intensity from the parent can make the child's brain feel even less safe and less flexible. The thinking brain does not work best under threat. It works best when the body feels safe enough to think. The Harvard Center on the Developing Child often explains that young children develop self-regulation through repeated supportive interactions with adults. Self-regulation means the ability to manage feelings, behavior, and attention. But children do not learn that by being overwhelmed alone. They learn it through co-regulation. Co-regulation means your calmer body, voice, and presence help your child's overwhelmed body settle enough to think again. It is not magic. It is not permissive. It is not letting your child run the house. It is giving the brain the condition it needs before expecting the skill you want. That is why the first move is not a lecture. It is not a threat. It is not a long explanation. The first move is your pause. Before you answer your child's no, pause for just one breath. Not because the behavior is fine. Not because you have unlimited time. But because your first reaction will teach your child what people do when emotions get big. Then use a simple tool. Pause. Name. Limit. Next. 4 steps. Very short. Very realistic. Pause. Take one breath before you respond. Drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw if you can. Put your voice slightly lower and slower. This tells your child's nervous system, this moment is not an emergency. Then name. Name what may be happening without accusing your child. You do not want shoes right now. You were still playing. Stopping is hard. You wanted to choose by yourself. You are upset that we have to leave. Naming is not rewarding the behavior. Naming gives your child's brain a map. When a feeling has a name, it becomes a little less overwhelming. Then hold the limit. Shoes still need to go on. It is time to leave. I will not let you hit. The tablet is done. Bedtime is still happening. The limit should be short. Do not over-explain in the middle of the storm. A dysregulated child cannot use a 10-sentence lecture. Then give the next step. You can put on the blue shoe first or the red shoe first. You can walk to the door or I can carry you. You can be mad and still put your foot here. First shoes, then we go to the car. Take my hand. One step. That is pause, name, limit, next. It sounds simple because it is supposed to be simple. Tired parents do not need a complicated system. They need one sentence they can remember when the morning is falling apart. Here is what it might sound like. You do not want shoes. Leaving play is hard. Shoes still go on. Blue shoe or red shoe first. Notice what is missing. No shame. No debate. No giving in. No long speech. No, you are not letting the child decide whether shoes matter. You are giving a small choice inside a firm boundary. That small choice matters because one reason children say no is that they feel powerless. Young children live in a world where adults decide almost everything. When to wake up. What to wear. Where to go. When to stop. When to eat. When to leave. When to sleep. Of course, children need adult guidance. But a child's need for agency is real. Agency means the feeling that I can have some effect on what happens to me. When children get healthy little pieces of control, they often have less need to fight for unhealthy control. So the calm response is not, fine, do whatever you want. The calm response is, I will hold the boundary, and I will offer you a small way to participate. Do you want to climb into the car seat or should I help you? Do you want the toothbrush with the stars or the blue one? Do you want to hop to the bath or walk slowly? Do you want one hug before pajamas or after pajamas? The adult still leads. The child still has dignity. That balance is powerful. Developmental psychologist Lev Vygotsky described the importance of support that helps a child do what they cannot yet do alone. This idea is often called scaffolding. Scaffolding means giving just enough help so the child can take the next step without being abandoned or controlled completely. When your child says no, scaffolding might sound like this. I will start the shoe, and you push your foot in. I will hold the sleeve, and you find the hole. I will walk with you to the bathroom. I will help your body get started. This teaches cooperation as a skill. Not obedience through fear. Not endless negotiation. A skill. But what about children who say no to everything? This is where the part most parents miss becomes important. Sometimes the no is not about the thing you asked. It is about the transition. A transition is the shift from one activity, place, or emotional state to another. Many young children struggle with transitions because their attention gets locked onto what they are doing now. To an adult, leaving the playground is one small step. To a child, leaving the playground can feel like losing an entire world. The slide. The rocks. The game. The feeling of being free. The moment they were inside. So when you suddenly say, time to go, their brain may react as if something has been taken away. That does not mean the child gets to stay forever. It means the transition needs a bridge. A bridge might be a warning. 2 more slides, then shoes. 1 more block, then cleanup. When the timer rings, we walk to the bath. Say goodbye to the swing. Tell your toy, see you after school. These are not tricks. They are supports. They help your child's brain move from now to next. Another reason no gets big is connection. John Bowlby's attachment theory helps shape the way psychologists understand the importance of a child's bond with a caregiver. Attachment does not mean a child is clingy or spoiled. It means the child uses a trusted adult as a secure base for safety, comfort, and exploration. In everyday parenting, this means connection often helps cooperation. Not because children should be emotionally bribed, but because a connected child often feels safer following your lead. Ross Greene, known for the phrase kids do well if they can, offers a useful reframe. When a child is struggling, it may be more helpful to ask, what skill is missing, rather than assuming the child simply does not care. That question softens the parent's nervous system too. What skill is missing here? Is it flexibility? Is it waiting? Is it handling disappointment? Is it shifting from play to cleanup? Is it using words instead of yelling? Is it accepting help? The answer changes your response. If the missing skill is transition, you use a bridge. If the missing skill is emotional regulation, you co-regulate first. If the missing skill is independence, you offer one small step. If the missing skill is connection, you get close before you correct. If the missing skill is impulse control, you make the environment easier and the instruction shorter. This is not about excusing behavior. It is about teaching the skill underneath it. Because if you only punish the no, the missing skill may stay missing. Your child may become quieter. They may become more afraid. They may comply when you are bigger, louder, or angrier. But compliance under pressure is not the same as emotional maturity. The deeper goal is a child who can eventually say, I do not want to, but I can handle it. That takes time. So what should you do when the no is rude, loud, or disrespectful? You still hold the boundary. Calm does not mean weak. You can say, I hear you are mad. I will not let you scream in my face. You can say no. You cannot hit. You can say, I will help you move your body if you cannot move it yet. You can say, I am not changing the limit. I am helping you through the feeling. That sentence matters. I am not changing the limit. I am helping you through the feeling. This is the center of calm discipline. The child learns that emotions are allowed. Harmful behavior is not. The relationship stays safe. The adult stays in charge. This is how secure children are built in ordinary moments. Not perfect moments. Ordinary ones. Morning shoes. Bath time. Dinner. Car seats. Bedtime. Leaving the park. Turning off the screen. These are the little laboratories where children learn how emotions and limits can exist together. But what if you already yelled? Then repair. Repair means returning to the relationship after a hard moment and taking responsibility for your part without removing the boundary. A repair line can be simple. I got too loud. That was my job to handle. Let's try again. Shoes still need to go on, and I will help you. That kind of repair teaches something powerful. It teaches your child that people can make mistakes and come back. It teaches that anger does not have to end in disconnection. It teaches that love is not lost when a limit is held. Edward Tronick's still face experiment showed how sensitive babies are to a caregiver's emotional responsiveness, and also how important reconnection is after disconnection. In plain language, children notice when connection breaks. And they also learn from how connection is repaired. So the goal is not to never lose patience. The goal is to come back sooner, softer, and more honestly. A calm parent is not a parent who never feels anger. A calm parent is one who learns how to return. So the next time your child says no, try to hear the sentence underneath. I need a little control. I need help switching gears. I need you close. I need the limit to be clear. I need you not to be scared of my feelings. I need to borrow your calm until I find mine. And then try the 4 steps. Pause. Name. Limit. Next. You do not want to leave. Leaving is hard. It is still time to go. One more hug, then we walk. You wanted the red cup. You are disappointed. The blue cup is what we have. You can drink now or bring it to the table. You do not want pajamas. Your body wants to keep playing. Pajamas still happen. Do arms first or legs first? Will it work every time? No. Because children are not machines. And parenting is not a script you perform perfectly. Some days your child will still cry. Some days you will still feel rushed. Some days the no will still be loud. But even when the feeling does not disappear, your response can still teach. Each time you stay clear and connected, your child gets a tiny practice rep in emotional regulation. Each time you help them move from no to next, you are building a pathway. Not instantly. Not perfectly. But repeatedly. And childhood is built through repetition. One calm limit. One repaired rupture. One named feeling. One small choice. One next step. That is how a child slowly learns that big feelings do not have to control the whole room. And that is how a parent slowly learns that authority does not have to sound like yelling. So the next time you ask your child to put on shoes, and they look straight at you, and they say no, the moment may still feel hard. The clock may still be moving. Your body may still want to react. You may still wish this were easier. But now you can hear something different. Not a bad child. Not a failed parent. Not a battle you have to win. A young brain saying, I need help getting from this feeling to the next step. And you will know what to do. Pause. Name. Hold the limit. Show the next step. Because your calm is not giving in. Your calm is the bridge.